Right now, I want you to meet somebody really special. Some of you met him last year when he was with us. He was with us yesterday, but Randall Harris, right here from DeSoto, Texas, has traveled the world and spoken to more than 100,000 students in many countries. His travel takes him to South Africa, New Zealand, Australia, Japan, Bulgaria, Romania, Kenya, and India. Mr. Harris was awarded the gold medal when he won the world championships in powerlifting. Everybody say power. Power. You shall receive what? Power after the Holy Ghost has come upon you. Hallelujah. I love those words about power in the Bible, making him legitimately one of the strongest natural athletes in the world. Mr. Harris has been featured in the documentary of sports powerlifting called Power Unlimited as an elite strength athlete. Randall Harris is a 3-time world champion, 2-time Pan American champion, 4-time national champion, and has recently won the Arnold Schwarzenegger Classic in Columbus, Ohio in 2011. Randall also excelled as a student athlete, graduating with a degree of economics from the University of North Texas, where he played football as an offensive lineman and was the strongest athlete in school history. Randall can squat 904 pounds. That means go down and come back up. That's heavier than I am. 904 pounds. He has bench pressed 705 pounds. He does a deadlift, just a deadlift, and go all the way up 843 pounds. With his best total in a competition has been 2,320 pounds. I want you to meet Randall Harris.
Let me tell you something, man. We were out there yesterday. We had a great time, man. Those wild men were out there. We had an awesome time, man. Somebody say awesome. Man, because that's what it was. When I rolled up, I pulled up right in the front of the church, and I saw this great big old brown thing out there, and they called it a tank. I said, what? It's a tank. And inside that tank, it had a whole bunch of meat. It had ribs, it had chicken. I said, Lord, thank you. Had to cut a step on that one, man. It was a good time. That was a good time, man. We got wild out there, man. Men being men, we're out there having a good time. It was awesome, man. It was awesome. A lot of testosterone out there. Men in the house, let me hear you say, oh. That's what I'm talking about. Well, you know what? Hey, we got this thing going on, and we have a thing going on that's it's a new season. Everybody say season. So you got to be ready in season and out of season, but it's a new season right now. God has a season for you. God has greatness for your season. So right now, it doesn't matter if you're in the winter of your life, the summer, or the spring, but you know what? God has a greatness for your season right here and now. You just got to be ready for it. You got to be ready in season and out of season. Also, it's a season of prayer right now. Everybody say prayer. Because you know why? It's starting up. We got to start praying because the Cowboys are going to start playing. So everybody, you need to start praying. Everybody say prayer. You got to pray for the Cowboys, man, because we got some things going on. We got some changes and stuff, man. We got to start praying for the Cowboys. It's going to be going good, man. So what I want to do is I want to introduce a couple of things to you. I have a few things in my bag here, and if you're here, if you ever seen this before, then you know what I'm holding in my hand right here. How many know what this is? Y'all scared to say it. Hot water bottle. Some of y'all don't want to say how old you are to actually say that, but this is a hot water bottle. They can guarantee not to leak or rip for 6 to 10 years if you to put hot water into it. Now, what people will do with these hot water bottles is they will take it and they will place the hot or cold water in it, and then place it on something that was aching, an aching muscle, aching back, or something like that. I'm not going to do that this morning. But what I'm going to do with this thing right here is I'm going to take it, place it to my mouth, and attempt to blow into this bottle until it expands and finally explodes. Now, you see I have some glasses in my hands. The reason why I have these glasses is so that when it explodes, it won't mess up my eyes. Because this bottle is very nasty. It'll jack you up. It'll mess up your eyes, man. It'll slap you all across your body. Hey, it's very painful. In fact, I had a friend. He was blowing up a hot water bottle, and when he was doing it, he blew the bottle up, and it was getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, then boom, it exploded. But it came back and it slapped him across his ear, and he lost his hearing in his ear for about 8 months. And I said, I didn't want to do that no more. But then they said, no, Randall, you got to go ahead and do it. But you know what? It's okay, because I know y'all are a praying church out here, so you're going to be praying for me to know that I'm not going to lose my hearing, the bottle's not going to make me pass out, or the bottle's not going to reverse itself like it did in the World's Strongest Man contest and go into a guy's lungs. The bottle, he was blowing it up, it reversed, and went into the guy's lungs and sent him straight to the hospital. That's why you don't see the World's Strongest Man contest anymore. But I'm going to do this morning, get it started off. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play some music. I need y'all to make some noise. I need y'all to cheer me on, show some encouragement. Can y'all get behind me? Yeah. Oh, come on now. I know you can get behind me, especially you wild men. Let me hear you get behind me. Hold on. I forgot to tell you something. I forgot to tell y'all something. I know that you see me holding this bottle, and some of the things I'm gonna be doing up here, you're gonna be like, man, you know what, that's pretty cool. I wonder if I can try that. Especially you wild men out there, I'm gonna tell you right now, this is a disclaimer. Everybody listen very closely. Men, do not go and buy a hot water bottle and attempt to blow this thing up. Don't try to impress your wife. Don't try to impress your family. Don't try to impress your girl. Don't try to impress nobody. Because you know why? You'll be blowing this thing up and you might blow something else loose and to send yourself straight to the hospital. So please, everybody say, don't do it. Man, do not try to blow up this hot water bottle. Do not try to get one of these things, because it is very, very, very painful. So I'm going to give it my best to try to blow this thing up. All y'all need y'all to do is, once again, get behind me, make some noise. Here we go. Let's play this. Man, I tell you what, that there was a little bit painful. Slapped me across the face. It's all right. I'm still smiling, still breathing. And most importantly, I'm still pretty. But you know what? I have something else right here. I have a steel bar, a big piece of steel. And if you ever seen the World's Strongest Man contest, you would have seen them back in the day. They don't do it anymore, but you would have seen them guys. They would take a bar like this. They'll place it on their head, behind their leg, or behind their back, and try to pull it as far as they can, trying to get the ends close together. Now, what's going to happen this morning is I'm going to talk to you about bars. Now, you know what, the bars that are really strong, this is a really strong bar, really thick, strong bar. Or the bars that were made to make up this church, or different bars to make the prisons in Texas. They're very strong bars, but more strong than those bars are the bars on the inside. Everybody say inside. Man, you know the bars on the inside, the bars on the inside are trapping a lot of people. And in fact, it was trapping me. It had me in captivity. It had me caged up like a little animal. But you know why? Those bars, they had me stopped for a long time. Man, for 17 years of my life, those bars were right there in my life because you know why? I had bars of religion that were stopping me right there. I was going to church all the time. I was listening to the pastor preach, and I would go out, and I would go home, and I would go to school, and I was doing a lot of good things. I was a good student, a good athlete, and I was a good student athlete, and as I was going to school, going to church, not being involved in gangs or drugs or nothing like that, I thought that everything was fine, everything was cool. But I had religion. Religion is something that's sending a lot of people straight to hell. I was included in that group because I had religion. Religion is sending a lot of people to hell. But you know what? When God revealed something very special to me, it was not to have religion, but to move that bar and have relationships. Relationships are so powerful. When you have relationships, you can make things happen. When you have relationships, you can have relationships with many people across the country and across the world. You can have relationships with people in high places. But if you don't have a relationship with Jesus Christ, man, everything that you're doing on this world is going straight out and it's going to be worthless. But everything that you do when you have a relationship with Christ, man, it's going to last forever and ever and ever. But what I'm going to do is once again, I'm going to take this steel bar. I'm not going to place it on my head or on my leg or behind my back. But all I'm going to do is I'm going to take this bar, wrap a towel around it, I'm going to bite it in my teeth, and I'm going to attempt to bend it down till it looks like the shape of a U. Because you know why? We said this last time. We said it before, and it's always true. If you're going through things in your life, man, you seem like you're going down in life, you know what? You can always make a U-turn. And God loves U-turns in life, man. God loves it when you have a U-turn in life because when you're making that U-turn, that means you're going back up. Everybody say that. When you make a U-turn in life, you're going back up. Man, let me tell you right now, you might be falling right now. You might have some things going on in your life right now, whatever the situation may be, your family, your business, your job, your career, you're going to school or something. You might seem like it's going straight down, but go up to God, give it to God, and you're going to go straight up, man. So let me tell you this. I'm going to play this music, and I'm going to try to bite this steel bar, and I need y'all to help me out. Make some noise and help me out. Here we go. Here we go. Let's see. Let me go over the head here. Yeah, let me get that right there. Here we go. Man, I got this. I can do it. I can do this. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. Man, I got this. I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. I can do it. Well, needless to say, wild men do not go by a steel bar. Go in the living room and turn on the music, turn on the stereo, talking about, hey, family, come on, help me out. Be trying to pull. You pull something loose. You don't want to try to mess around your elbow, go pow. Leave that alone. But you know what? I'll tell you a little something about myself. Just a few years back, some years back, I was on the stage. And when I saw myself walking on the stage, I looked out in the audience. I saw many people out there, hundreds of people in the audience, and they were all sitting on this hardwood floor. I looked around and I saw people, all these different faces and different clothing, different colors of clothes they were wearing. And then I looked on the walls of this big gymnasium is what it was. It was a big gymnasium. And I looked around the walls, and on these walls, I would see a flag from all across the world. I saw the American flag, Canadian flag, German, Russian. I saw Japan, China, Australia, New Zealand. I saw all these different flags from all across the world. And when I looked back in the crowd, I would see all the different faces that were representing these countries. As I looked on the stage, I saw a big platform. I saw some big round things that looked like there were some big wheels off a train. They were blue, they were red, they were yellow, and they were from large to small, heavy to light. And then I looked to the other side and I saw a big rack up here. And this rack, man, it was painted red, big iron rack. And then I saw a big bench that was laid up there. And it was a black top with the bottom part of it painted red. And as I looked around, I saw a room to the side of the stage. And above that room, it said weighing room. So I started to walk over there and start to look to see all these people that were walking around. And as I walked to the door, I saw a door and it had a big white piece of paper on it. It was a list of names and numbers from 1 all the way to 20. I began to read down this list and I saw 1, his name, 2, his name, 3, his name, and then I stopped. Because the first 2 were the ones that I was interested in. So I read the name on number 1. It said number 1, it said Randall Harris, USA. Then it said number 2, it said blah, 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 blah. Finland. I said blah, blah, because I could not read homeboy's name. It was a long name with numbers and letters, I thought it was algebra for a minute. I didn't understand. It had all these accent marks up across the top of it, but they were up there and all I could see was from Finland. But this is my main competition. I wanted to size up my competition. So in this room, I began to look around and trying to see the big Finland guy that I'm competing against. So I'm looking around in the weighing room and I see the different teams huddled up in corners. I see Team China. I see Team Japan. I see Team Germany. I see Team Italy. I see Team France. They're all in the corners, they're huddled up, and they're talking to their people who are about to lift that day. And when I'm looking around, I see Team Russia. And when I see Team Russia, I saw they all had their back to me, but there was one individual who was just swole, just big and jacked. I mean, I saw the name Russia across the back, and the shoulders were big, triceps, arms, and then calves, pow, just sticking out there. I said, man, Russia's going hard. Look at that dude right there. But then as I was looking at him, I was watching everybody and all the Russian team and how they were maneuvering stuff. I heard someone walk in, another Russian, and they yell, Sasha, 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 come, come. All of a sudden, Sasha turns around. And she walks. Boom, boom, boom. Yes, that was Sasha. The guy I thought that was the big, swolled up, jacked up in, no, that was a female. I said, ooh-wee. I said, them Russian girls go hard. What does her OBGYN say to her? That is crazy. But then as I looked in the corner, I saw a big couch, and on this big couch, I saw a big man sitting off in it, and he had a great big t-shirt that said Finland. I said, there's my guy right there. I'm gonna go tell him hi. So I walked over, and I said, what's up, man? My name is Randall Harris. Then he gets up out the couch. As he gets up out the couch, when they finally stopped, he was 6'9". He weighed 455 pounds. He looked like an F-150 standing straight up. He was big, man. He was big. Everybody say big. Big. Man, he was huge. Everybody say huge. Huge. Man, he was ugly. Everybody say ugly. That dude was, whoo. Man, he was rough. But you know what? We're at the World Championships in powerlifting, and we're in Russia right now. So he's my main competition, and my mind is set on getting a gold medal. And as we begin to lift, he walks out to the squat. The squat is the first event. And when he stands up there on the rack, on the platform, the rack is right behind him. He picks up the bar, and he steps back with it, and he comes down with the weight. Stands up. I go right behind him. I'm after him. I go right behind him, man. I lift the weight. Boom, I stand up with it. We go 2 more rounds in that, and then when we go from there to the bench press. Now, he squatted more than I did, but we come to the bench press where we lie down on this bench. They put the weight in our hands. We pull it down to our chest, and boom, throw it up. Man, I bench press more than he did, so we come to the last lift of the day. The deadlift is going to determine what happens, because it starts off as a squat, but you're going to finish up on the deadlift, and it's very important that you get all of your lifts. So he walks out to the platform with the weight sitting on the floor. He's looking at the weight on the floor. The weight on the bar is 750 pounds. He's going to start off with this. All 6'9", he stands. He looks at the ceiling. He looks at the audience. He looks at the judge right in front of him, and he looks at the weight. He starts to breathe real heavy. He was a wild man. He reaches down. He grabs the bar. Stands up. Boom, sets it down. I go right behind him. Let's say, Randall Harris, USA, you're up. I tell him to add more weight. The weight's being added. I walk up to the platform, grab the bar, stand up, set it down. Second round, say more. The third round's the last round. Third round is the championship round. It will determine who is going to be the world champion. Is it going to be Finland or is it going to be USA? Is it going to be Randall Harris or is it going to be Big Ugly Finn right here? We don't know. So he walks out to the bar first. He has 815 pounds on the bar. He stands on the platform. He looks at the ceiling. He looks at the audience. He looks at the head judge. And once again, he starts to breathe real heavy. This time he's starting to shake. He's breathing so hard. His jaw was shaking and stuff. Big bald head was just sweating and everything. Then he reaches down. He grabs his bar, and as he get ready to pull, he yells out something in his language. I don't know what he said. I said, ooh. So y'all better call somebody, man. This dude about to transform. I don't know what's going on with him. But he starts to pull this weight, and he's coming up. Boom! He comes up with a lot of momentum, a lot of speed off the floor. And that bar is coming up against his legs, and you can see him standing up. Look like he's about to get it, but he gets to a certain spot where he can't pull it any further. He's starting to stall right here in this spot, in this position, and his hands start to shake. Then his arms start to shake. Then his body starts to shake. Then that great big old head starts to shake. Then he drops the weight. Boom. Judge said no lift for Finland. Now this guy was mad. He was upset. He ran off the stage. When he ran off the stage, I looked at him. I watched him. And then I saw the weight on the platform. They said, Randall Harris, USA, you're up. I walk out and I look at the platform and I tell him, add more weight. You see, I told him to add more weight because I knew it was at stake. I knew this is my opportunity. I knew this is my chance, man. You know what? When you know that you have something coming up, you have to seize the moment. You have to take the opportunity. And I knew it was laying right there in front of me. I knew I was going to get it. And I knew I was going to be able to be successful because God gave me something called greatness. Everybody say greatness. He didn't just give it to me, but he also gave it to you as well. He gave me something called greatness, and I said, this is my chance. This is my opportunity. I'm not going to let anybody try to stop me. I know those drug users over there in Europe are trying to do it, but they're not going to do it because I have something that is greater than drugs. I have a relationship with Christ, and I'm looking at this platform, and I'm watching this bar, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, man, I got this. I can do this. I start praying, God, give me the strength. I'm tired, I'm exhausted. I don't think I can go any longer, but God, I know you're with me. You can give me the strength to get this bar. So I reach over in the bowl over here, and I grab a bunch of chalk, and I grind it up in my hands to make sure I have a firm grip, to make sure that weight won't slide out of my hand. But then I see Team USA, they're in the corner, and they're cheering, they're clapping, they're cheering me on. They say, come on, Randall, you got it, you can do it. And then from the crowd walks out one of my best friends in powerlifting. He's about yay high. He's a little guy, but he's full grown. That's as far as he's going. He's 114 pounds. But for his body weight, pound for pound, he's one of the strongest guys in the world. And the thing about him is when he gets excited, his voice and his eyes and his actions, it becomes really animated, and his voice will shoot high. And so he walks out there, and he's walking up to me, and he says, hey, Randall, man, this is your time, man. Come on, get that wall, Randall. I said, yeah, man, it's all good, man. I got you. It's cool. It's cool. Then he grabs a chair, puts a chair right beside me, hop up in the chair so he can talk to me in my ear. He slaps me on the shoulder. He said, hey, Randall, man, come on, man, go do it, man. It's you. You got it. Lightweight. Yeah, man, it's good, man. I got it, man. I got it. Let me go. And so I start to take my steps real slow. Boom, thinking about what I'm going to do, thinking about my time, thinking about my opportunity. And right before I get onto that platform, I hear a noise behind me. I look over my shoulder, and I see my friend out the corner of my eye. He is in the air, flying, with his hand pulled back. And before I can really think, what is he going to do, he hits me in the back of the head. Pow! And I hear these words shoot up out of his mouth. With my head throbbing, I said, that fool just hit me in the back of the head. I'm gonna get him later on. I step on the platform, back focused right here. I grab this weight and I start to pull. Man, it rockets up off the ground, and all of a sudden that bar takes a U shape. It's so heavy. I feel it coming up my legs, but as I'm coming on up, man, I feel my momentum start to slow down. I said, no, it's not gonna happen, it's not gonna happen, it's not gonna happen. I start to think that, man, I'm tired, I'm so tired, I'm weak, man, I don't know if I can get it, man, I just gotta pull it a little bit further and I'll get it. But when I started to doubt myself, words in the back of my mind began to play like a CD and start to roll louder and louder. I can do it. Man, I heard those words, I can do it. They began to get louder and louder, and they started to come up to the front of my mind, and I started to hear them words, I can do it. And you know where I got those words from? My mother's right here. She's over there in a white shirt. And my mother told me as a young child, my mom and dad, they would tell me, Randall, whatever you want to do in life, don't let anybody or anything try to tell you that you can't do it, because you can do it. They say you can do it because you're a child of God. Man, when you're a child of God, you're a child of the King. Man, that makes me a prince, so that entitles me to anything and everything that I want in this life. But you know, when she was telling me those things, you know what she was telling me? I can do it, I can do it. Even made a little song about it. I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. I can do it. And when I started to hear those words play in my mind as I'm pulling this weight, I hear my teammates, Team USA, they're screaming, come on, Randall, you got it, you can do it. And I hear my little friend in the background, you cannot. Next thing you know, I'm standing all the way up, I'm holding this weight in my hand, over 815 pounds. And the next words that I hear is, good lift, Randall Harris, you are the world champion. Man, I dropped the weight, boom. I ran off the platform. As I come off the platform, my friend jumped up to give me a high five. He jumped up, yeah, pow, and he went flying into the corner. But man, you know what? Hey, let me tell you this. I was able to pull that weight, get that weight up, because not just because I put in a lot of hard work and dedication, not because I was focused, but because I told you before, at 17 years old, what happened to me was I had a relationship with Jesus Christ that formed it possible for me to get to that place in Russia to receive that gold medal that I wanted. I've been wanting and looking and searching for 3 years. But you know what? That gold medal, I carry it with me when I go to different speaking engagements. But what's going to happen with that gold medal? It's not going to do me anything when I leave this earth. You know what, man? It's going to be sitting here for generations, man. But you know what? The thing that is going to always appreciate, the value will go up, is my relationship with Christ, man. That it's going to carry me on from this life on until the next. Man, let me tell you something. Hey, they always ask me this. The other people, the Russians and stuff, the ones who could speak English, they said, man, how you do that? How you so strong? How you strong? He said, what you take? What you take? I said, no, man, I don't take nothing, man. I'm drug free. Always have been, always will be, man. See, I got something more powerful than that drug, than that needle, than that pill you're taking. You see, they take that drug and they'll go only for so long, but then after they're off that drug, they can't go any further. I have something more powerful. I have a relationship with Jesus Christ. And my relationship with Christ, man, is more powerful than anything on this earth, man. And if you can believe that, let's give the Lord a great big hand clap on that. One more thing and I'm done. One more thing and I'm done, Pastor. You know what? I was able to go over to South Africa several times, but when I was in my travels, while I was there, I was able to, I try to pick up on different things. And I try to learn different things about different cultures and stuff all across the world, wherever I go, whatever city, whatever state. And when I was down there, I was in South Africa, Johannesburg, South Africa, and I was listening to the different languages out there. And when I went to the church, man, the church was bumping and jumping, man, and they were all into it because they were worshiping God. And they were singing a song. And this is the only thing that I can really tell you or take back. I don't know if we have any people from South Africa here or if you've ever been there, but I'm going to teach you a little Zulu right now. Man, let me tell you, simplest thing. Everybody say, Jesu. That's Jesus. Everybody say, Bambalela. That's hold on. They had a song that just said, Bambalela, Jesu. Bambalela, Jesu. Jesu, Bambalela, Bambalela, Jesu. And man, let me tell you this. When you hold on to Jesus, you hold on to Jesus. Jesus, hold on. You have that firm grip, that tight grip. Hey, man, can nothing stop you in this world, man. Let's give the Lord a great big hand of praise. Pastor.
All right, let's give Brother Randall a good hand. Let's give Jesus a good hand.